Hi everyone, I'm so glad you could join me today for our science lesson. You're going to need a pencil and a piece of paper and your voices as well. So let's get started. Okay, I'm skipping a little bit ahead here. So I want you to have a think about what we were doing last time, okay? Now I'm going to call out some questions, and what I want you to do is I want you to see if you can remember the answer. Because over the last few weeks, we have been learning all about the parts of a plant, haven't we? And we've even started to grow our own plants. And we're going to be having a look at those tomorrow. And I'm going to show you how much mine has grown already. So let's recap. I want you to call out the answer, okay? I am thinking of a part of a plant that holds up the flower. What am I? Did you get it? That's right, it's the stem because the stem holds up the flower. Okay, listen for the next one. I take in sunshine and give food to the flower. What am I? I take in sunshine and give food to the flower. What am I? Did you get it? It was leaves because the leaves take in the sunshine and give food to the flower. Can you remember what that process was called? This is a challenge question. When they take in the sunshine. Can you remember that big word? Photosynthesis. Good. Okay, our next question is, I grow deep under the soil and suck up water. What am I? I grow deep under the soil and suck up water. What am I? That's right, the roots. Okay. I attract bees and give them nectar and pollen. What am I? Let's read it one more time. I attract bees and give them nectar and pollen. What am I? That's right, the petals. Good. Okay, so let's have a look. So we're going to be having a look at different parts of a tree and their functions. So let's have a look at some of these parts of a tree. So can you see this tree here and all of the branches coming off it? Then it's got a huge part in the middle, and that's called the trunk. And then at the bottom, what can you see growing there very slowly at the bottom? That's right, we can see the roots, can't we? You can see the leaves as well, taking in all this evening sunshine. And you see this one looks a bit funny down here, doesn't it? If I just make that a bit smaller, can you see that one in the middle? With all the branches going all of the different ways. And here's a forest of trees, isn't it? And these trees are very neatly lined up in an orchard. Can you see that one there as well? Fantastic. Okay, so now I've got some of my keywords at the top, and I want you to see if you can match my keywords. So let's see. Can you tell me what this little arrow is pointing to at the top here? That's right, it's pointing to the leaves. Can you see the word leaves at the top and point to it? That's right, leaves, being the L. There we go, leaves. Now, can you remember the job of the leaves? Can you tell me? So we did this when we did our plants, didn't we? Let's have a look and see if you're right. So the leaves take in the sunshine to help the plant make food. And that is called, photosynthesis. Fantastic, where they take in all of that sunshine and make it into food. Right, let's have a look at this arrow here. Can you see it wiggling? What is that arrow pointing to? Well done, it is pointing to the trunk. Trunk. Good. Now the trunk is a bit like the stem on a plant, but on a tree we call it the trunk, and the trunk holds up the tree and moves water into the leaves. Okay, let's have a look down here. Can you tell me what this arrow here is pointing to? Can you tell me? That's right, it's pointing to roots. I'm going to move this, my label here, roots. Can you tell me the job of the roots? Well done. The roots find water and nutrients in the ground, and they also give the trunk support to stand it up. So they take in the water, and they also help, a bit like an anchor. Do you remember when we said the roots were a bit like a ship's anchor? They stop it moving around too much. So the roots help keep the tree steady because they're very big, some trees, aren't they? It helps them anchor to the ground. Okay, let's have a look here. Can you see my arrow? What is the part of the tree is that pointing to? Fantastic, it's pointing to the branches. Good, I'm going to put branches here. Can you think of the job of the branches? Can you have a think? What do you think the branches might do? Should I tell you? The branches hold up the leaves and keep them in place. Okay, so your activity today, what you're going to do is I want you to create a tree on a piece of paper and then label each part. You could write a sentence about what each part does. If you can be creative and you can make a tree out of the things you have at home. So you've got a bit of options today. So you could create a tree on paper if you want, label each part and write a sentence about it. Or you can make the tree using lots of things around your house. So if you have paint, or you might have some paper, you can cut it up or see if you can make a tree using recycled materials. And then you could record yourself explaining what each part of the tree does. So this is some work that we did last year, similar to this one. Can you see? So I've made my tree here, and they've made it out of some kitchen roll. And then they've added tissue paper to the top to make the leaves. And can you see there's some branches down here? You could use pieces of yarn or some string to make, the roots at the bottom. You could also make the branches growing up if you wanted to. So see if you can make the tree and all of the different parts and then record yourself telling me what all of the different parts of your tree do. Do you think you could do that? If you can't do that and you'd like to do it on a piece of paper like this, I'll just show you how we do it. So when we do it at school, we label all the different parts and write a sentence about what the parts do. And then we use a ruler, don't we, to show where the different parts are on the tree. So here's my picture of my tree. And here's my label. I've wrote leaves. So I draw a really lovely neat line with a ruler showing that's my leaves. And same my branches and my trunk as well, and my roots down at the bottom. So if you don't have bits that you can use around the house to make a tree, then you can do it on a piece of paper. But see if you can make one like here. And there's some ones here, someone's made them with some real leaves outside and branches. I think this is they made the trunk out of brown pieces of pasta, I think there. You see, so lots of different ideas, but I want you to make sure you're either record yourself telling me the different parts and what they do, or labeling them. Okay, fantastic. Now stay on if you'd like a challenge for after that. So your challenge question, if you've done all of that, your challenge question is, what are the different parts of these plants? So can you see my two pictures? I want you to tell me, what are the different parts of these plants? And what is the same and what is different about them? Because some of the functions of a plant, the different parts of a plant, have the same function, and some of the different parts of the tree have the same function as the plant, but some of them are slightly different. So see if you can tell me. You can either record yourself telling me or write it down, however you fancy. Okay? Now I can't wait to see all of your fantastic work on tapestry. Keep going, year one.